Flying this year might look a little different than what you're used to. With new regulations and updated safety protocols, airlines are now prohibiting certain items that might surprise you. Whether you're a frequent flyer or someone gearing up for a long-awaited trip, it's essential to know what's no longer allowed in your carry-on or checked luggage. In this video, we'll walk you through 9 new bans introduced for flights, and from everyday gadgets to environmental measures, these changes are worth understanding before you pack. Don't worry, our goal is to keep you informed and prepared so that your travel plans stay smooth and stress-free. If you enjoy staying up to date on important travel news like this, make sure to subscribe to our blog, get the latest updates delivered straight to your inbox, and never miss out on valuable tips for your next adventure. 1. Gadget-packed water bottles that cause a stir. Reusable water bottles might seem like a harmless travel essential, but in 2025, the rules have shifted drastically for smart bottles loaded with tech. These bottles, equipped with features like Bluetooth syncing, wireless charging pads, or temperature sensors, are now facing stricter scrutiny at airport security checkpoints. What's the big deal? It's all about the embedded batteries and hidden wiring these fancy bottles contain. Security scanners can flag these components as potential threats, slowing down lines and raising questions. Imagine being in the middle of a busy airport like Atlanta Hartsfield and security pulls your state-of-the-art bottle for further inspection. One traveler learned this the hard way when their high-end bottle, which had a lithium cell cleverly embedded in its base, caused a line delay. If your bottle connects to a mobile app or has a charging port, chances are it will face additional scrutiny, or worse, it might be banned altogether. For a hassle-free trip, switch to a regular stainless steel or BPA-free reusable bottle. The fewer bells and whistles, the better. 2. Encrypted hard drives under the microscope. External hard drives may not seem like something to worry about when packing, but in 2025, they've climbed the list of flagged items, especially those with encryption software. While TSA still allows you to carry them on domestic flights, the problem arises once you travel to countries with stringent data control laws. Nations like China, Russia, and several in the Middle East have introduced strict restrictions on encrypted digital storage due to cybersecurity concerns. Here's why you should think twice before packing that encrypted drive. These devices, while secure, raise red flags because local authorities cannot easily access them. One journalist traveling through Beijing found this out the hard way when their external SSD was confiscated at customs. They were denied entry until the drive was wiped clean, which led to even more delays and frustration. To avoid these situations, consider storing sensitive files in cloud-based backup systems when traveling. You can re-encrypt your data once you arrive, saving yourself from potential headaches and long airport interrogations. 3. Supplements you've been packing without a second thought. Travelers who like to bring herbal supplements, vitamins, or sleep aids for their journeys will need to tread lightly in 20. The list of scrutinized items has expanded to include things like kratom, St. John's wort, and concentrated sleep aids in capsule form. Even CBD oil and supplements like melatonin, which used to face minimal issues, are attracting unwanted attention. Here's what's happening. If your pills and powders are mislabeled, unsealed, or appear suspicious in any way, they could be confiscated for closer inspection. One wellness blogger passing through Miami had a suitcase full of imported herbal capsules seized because agents couldn't verify their contents. Each unlabeled supplement raised alarms, costing them both time and money, over $200 in lost products to be exact. To avoid this mess, stick to sealed packaging from known mainstream brands. Avoid using Ziplocs or pill organizers, and make sure every item you bring has a clear label. Trust us, skipping the stress is worth it. 4. Sneaky pressurized gadgets aren't flying anymore. Pressurized gas cartridges might sound innocent enough, but in 2025, they've landed on the no-fly list for various reasons. While CO2 cartridges for items like airsoft guns or life vests were already regulated, recent changes now extend these restrictions to beauty gadgets, travel razors, and even portable soda machines. The problem? These small but highly pressurized devices are being flagged due to safety concerns, whether they're part of a skincare tool or hidden in a travel appliance. Take, for instance, a traveler flying out of JFK who had her micro-misting skincare device. It turned out that her $120 beauty gadget contained a non-removable gas capsule, which automatically made it a prohibited item. The new rules state that all pressurized cartridges must be labeled, declared, and fit the TSA's size limitation. However, even meeting these requirements doesn't necessarily guarantee a smooth pass through airport security. This means your travel-friendly tech, such as facial misters or mini airbrushes, could cause delays or end up in the confiscation bin. To play it safe, leave these behind and opt for manual alternatives whenever possible. 5. Powders causing unexpected airport powder trouble. You might think powders are harmless, but in 2025, they're causing quite the stir at airport checkpoints. New regulations tighten the rules on powders over 12 ounces, particularly if they aren't properly sealed or labeled. The list of items being flagged includes protein supplements, powdered drink mixes, baking ingredients, and even baby formula. TSA treats these powders as potential chemical threats, holding unmarked or improperly packaged items for additional screening and sometimes confiscation. A frequent flyer learned this the hard way at Phoenix Airport when his whey protein powder, which he'd packed in a simple plastic bag, got flagged and ultimately tossed. Agents are now instructed to scrutinize anything unsealed or transferred into generic container. Cosmetic powders like setting or foot powders can also trigger alarms in certain cases. To avoid losing your goods, make sure powders are in their original factory-sealed packaging. If you're carrying more than the allowed amount, consider pre-mixing what you need for travel or stowing larger quantities in checked luggage to steer clear of unnecessary headaches. 6. Real-time Bluetooth trackers triggering flight concern. Small, convenient Bluetooth trackers have become a staple for travelers hoping to keep tabs on their luggage, but some of these devices are now creating turbulence in the travel industry. While TSA hasn't banned them outright in the U.S., several international carriers have enacted strict limits on real-time Bluetooth trackers like Apple AirTags for checked baggage. Airlines in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East cite concerns about signal interference potentially affecting aircraft systems, prompting stricter rules. Picture this scenario. A passenger flying from New York to Berlin is told to remove an AirTag from her checked suitcase or risk her bag being left behind. This inconvenience isn't limited to a single airline. Carriers like Lufthansa and Korean Air have adjusted their terms of carriage to reflect these issues, warning travelers to rethink using trackers in checked luggage. Another key point, policies on this vary, making it crucial to check with your airline before flying. On the bright side, Bluetooth trackers are still widely accepted in carry-ons. For peace of mind, just ensure you know where your trackers are allowed before heading to your next destination. 7. No more foil-wrapped snacks in the lineup. Homemade snacks might still be allowed on flights, but in 2025, wrapping them in aluminum foil could bring your quick trip through security to a screeching halt. TSA's upgraded scanner systems now flag foil-covered items as unclear or opaque objects, leading to extensive bag searching. While it might seem harmless to wrap your sandwiches, leftovers, or even candy bars in foil for freshness, the material creates issues for X-ray technology, causing delays not just for you but for others standing behind you in line. For example, a mom traveling with her kids from Denver faced a 30-minute delay when her foil-wrapped sandwiches triggered a deeper inspection of her bag. The issues don't stop there. Multiple layers of foil from things like burritos or snacks can even resemble dangerous items or contraband shapes on the scanner. To avoid the hassle, skip the foil altogether and pack your snacks in clear zip-top bags or transparent food container. The goal isn't to ban your food. TSA just wants to make sure your belongings can be quickly and easily checked without confusion. A little foresight in how you pack your snacks can save a lot of frustration for everyone involved. 8. Certain high-risk vapes are grounded. Vaping enthusiasts need to pay close attention to which devices they're packing in. Although e-cigarettes and vapes are generally still allowed in carry-ons, select disposable vape models have been banned due to unregulated lithium battery. These blacklisted devices, often imported or counterfeit, pose overheating and fire risks that airports and airlines are keen to avoid. That's why TSA has added serial number databases and visual recognition tools to flag prohibited units before they make it on board. Consider the case of a traveler at LAX who had their disposable vape confiscated not because it was loaded with nicotine but because the battery model itself was flagged by the FAA's safety guideline. Devices from smaller, lesser-known manufacturers and foreign brands are especially vulnerable to these restrictions. To play it safe, double-check whether your vape is compliant with current regulations before traveling. And remember, even if your device passes inspection, you're prohibited from using or charging it while in the air. When in doubt, leave risky models behind or contact TSA for guidance before your trip. 9. Common medications turn into serious problems abroad. Medications that seem routine and harmless in the U.S. can quickly become problematic when traveling internationally, and over-the-counter remedies like pseudoephedrine, found in cold and allergy medicines, or diphenhydramine, used in antihistamines and sleep aids, are considered controlled substances in several countries, including Japan, the UAE, and Nigeria. These countries have tightened restrictions, meaning even small amounts carried without proper documentation could lead to confiscation or worse, legal trouble. One noteworthy incident involved a traveler transiting through Dubai who was briefly detained for carrying allergy pills that are perfectly legal in the U.S., but are classified as illegal narcotics there. To avoid scenarios like this, research the medication restrictions of your destination and any countries on your itinerary, especially if you're passing through stricter regions. Some places may require a doctor's note or prescription, even for basic over-the-counter remedy. While TSA doesn't enforce these rules, the border control agencies in your destination country will. By staying informed and prepared, you can safeguard your travel plans and avoid unnecessary stress. Traveling has always been an adventure, and 2025 brings its own set of unique challenges and changes to the experience. From smart water bottles and high-tech gadgets to everyday items like powders and snacks, the new regulations can seem like a lot to keep track of. But don't worry, with a little preparation and awareness, you can avoid unexpected hiccups at airport security. The key takeaway: always double-check the latest TSA guidelines and specific rules for each country you're traveling to. Whether it's about leaving certain electronics behind, packing medications with proper documentation, or swapping foil-wrapped snacks for transparent containers, small adjustments can make a big difference in creating a stress-free travel experience. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like. We're here every week with tips, updates, and insights to make your journey smoother and more enjoyable. Thanks for watching, and here's to safe and breezy travels ahead.